Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a good Sunday. I'm Vennela and I'm 16 years old. I'm in 12th class right now. And I've been reading books for as long as I can remember. It is like that one true love in my life. And the only time that I got busted in the principal's office is because I've been caught reading books in class. And when I heard the probable topics for this week's theme, I was very happy because sci-fi and romance both are something very close to my heart. But I decided to go with romance and pick romance because there's something about it that everyone in the world can relate to on some level or the other. So the book that I chose today is Eleanor and Park. I had a little tough time choosing a book because there are so many well-written romance novels out there. And when I was going through my bookshelf, there were like these classics like Wuthering Heights, and there were so many nice books like Fault in Our Stars and 5 Feet Apart. But I chose a book called Eleanor and Park. It's by one of my favorite authors called Rainbow Rowell. She writes books that are for both adults and teenagers. And there is something common that I find in all of her books. She writes books about three things in particular. One, about people who talk a lot. Two, about people who feel like they're screwing up in life. And three, about people who fall in love. So the book that I chose, like I said, is Eleanor and Park. It is what I would like to call a new age love story about star-crossed lovers. So I'm going to show you the book. It is something like this, and I'll jump right into it about telling you what it is about. So the book opens with Park's point of view, and he implies that he has lost something. This book is set in 1980s in Nebraska, Omaha, and it starts, and we all know that the person there, that Park, has lost something. And the book alternates between Eleanor and Park. So what is beautiful about this book is that there are no side storylines going around. It is just a simple love story, and it just captures every tiny detail about two people falling in love. And there are no distractions, is what I would like to say. So when Eleanor first comes into town after being away for like an year, because her stepdad is violent and he kicks her out of her house, and she comes back, and on her first day of school she gets into the bus, and when Park sees her, he feels that he's lucky in many ways because compared to him, she's more of a misfit in that society than anyone else. Because Park is a American Korean, and though he is not really affected by it, he knows that he doesn't fit in with the white people, like he comments in the book. He sees Eleanor and he realizes that she's curvy, she has flaming red hair, she has deep dark brown eyes, and she's like a neon screaming light for all the bullies to pick on her. So when she tries to find a seat in the bus, no one wants to give her a seat because sitting with her would be like a social stigma. So him being a little nice, he decides that if he doesn't give the seat to her, the bullies will eat her up right there. So he gives her a seat, and like that, in a slow dawning realization, like how you don't realize that the moon is getting bigger and bigger each day, they realize that the connection that they share is bigger and deeper than anyone they've ever shared a connection with in their entire life. And their entire life is not that long since they're two 17-year-olds. So it starts with sharing books, comic books, music, and together they fall in love with each other and they crave for the little moments that they can spend together, and their bus rides, meeting in the park, everything is so beautiful. But like in all love stories, someone is like waiting for the other shoe to drop, and the other shoe is Eleanor's stepfather, Richie. So he's pretty violent and he doesn't like Eleanor one bit because Eleanor is not his own child, and he has to provide for like four other children of his own. So he doesn't like Eleanor to be in his house. So one night when Eleanor and Park spend their whole night away and they have a beautiful date together, and Eleanor comes back home, she realizes that Richie has found out about Park, and she is super scared because she knows that Richie will not stop at any length. Richie is bad and he treats her mom like shit. And sorry for the curse, but yeah. So when he finds out, she runs for her life, quite literally. Like, she runs away and she goes and finds herself at Park's place, where Park's mother and father, though they are not exactly supportive of Eleanor because she's not what they expected their child to date, they say that Eleanor should be happy. So Park, who has never driven before in a very big truck, he takes out his father's truck and he drives Eleanor all the way to a different state through one night to where Eleanor's uncle lives. So once Eleanor goes to that uncle's house, goodbyes are hard. So they say goodbye. They spend 4 hours together watching the sunrise in a state of 10,000 lakes. I don't remember what the state is exactly, but that's what it says. And they say goodbye to each other, and Park comes back. Months pass by. He keeps writing letters to Eleanor, and she doesn't reply because even though she's in a much better place now compared to before, her uncle and aunt treat her wonderfully and she has a good life, she cannot complete that absence in her life left by Park. And unlike every love story that gets a happy ending, almost every love story that is written, this doesn't get a happy ending. In fact, 6 months later, after they have parted, Park gets a postcard from the state of 10,000 lakes. And in that, written are 3 words. The author doesn't tell us what those 3 words are. It is left upon to the reader's imagination. Hopefully, I imagine that she said, I love you, but it's always going to be a mystery and the author is never going to tell us. So that is the book that I wanted to share today. I hope you all like it and I hope you try to give it a read. Thank you.